have a second?
Vern, read off the three things again.
The on sale, the off sale, and the entire, the three choices. Looking for proposals from the private sector to operate either the on sale by itself, the off sale by itself, or the entire facility combined.
Talking about
A lease. I understand that a lease would still leave us in ownership and would not require us to pay FEMA back the 600 and whatever. Correct? 800.
I don't know that, no.
I think that hasn't
I mean,
been what you have said.
no, I haven't said that. I have said, if it's not used for a public purpose, you must pay the money back. Now, if that's a public purpose through a lease, then so be it. If the people are doing the work, are paying us the profit, I would assume it's a public purpose. If they are keeping the money, I think it's a private purpose.
If it's a lease, they're gonna pay us
Yeah.
a lump sum annually, and that's gonna be the payment in lieu of taxes.
I mean, I'd be happy to bring back the information, I just don't know her. I did not say that if you did that arrangement, that would work. I don't know that. Unless you read it somewhere or you got some other information, I'd be happy to verify it.
Again, certainly that has been the perception.
Okay?
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion, we have a second. Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Robertson. Let's discuss.
When are we gonna meet with
I have a meeting coming up first part of July, once I've got the financials for the next quarter, which I guess I'm a little bit perplexed at the timing of this. We've seen one quarter of financials, had one meeting with her, and now we're gonna close it. Again, I've never said that I was in favor of keeping it open, but I've never said I was just going to close it. We haven't seen what any of the changes have made.
Fair enough.
I'm not as, in the same regard that you have stated, Vern, you don't wanna go off half-cock spending money. I don't wanna go off half-cock closing businesses. So, I guess now you know where I stand. I think we need to at least see this quarter, see if there's any change in the direction of it. So you've got Rushford days coming forward. So, I'm not ready to go off half-cocked, so.
And I guess I don't feel that my motion is necessarily even half-cocked or ill-advised. It's lost money, it's demonstrated an inability to operate profitably, and there's a lot of opposition out there, a lot of market share that I don't think they're ever going to get back. That's why on January 25th of this year, I requested that staff look at everything that could be done to cut costs, control, and initiate a plan, a business plan, a marketing plan of how this thing was going to get turned around. We've spent 5 months since then not really talking about it. Not really. We've gotten some financials, a better picture of the financials, but we really haven't seen or heard anything from the liquor store staff that convinces me that they have an idea about how this thing is gonna get turned around, other than good faith, a hope and a prayer. It's gonna take some heavy-duty management to make that thing pay off. I don't think government is up to it.
The quarterly report will come out when? So what would be a good time for Mark and myself to meet with,
I believe that meeting is already set, but
what day?
Set.
We don't have it.
It's not set.
We haven't said it, but it's usually within the first 7
It's the
days of the month.
first week of the month. is when-
Depends on schedule, so.
before our first meeting in,
Our first
July.
meeting will be on the
Yes.
12th. So,
Vern, again, I don't recall, but were you here when Diane was here?
no,
the
that
work
was last
session?
week. That was last
He
meeting.
listened to what
I mean,
he was off on.
I think she was here to have that discussion. And I don't, you can ask your fellow members, I don't know what their take on what she offered, but there was good discussion about the profit and the loss. And, it would seem to me again that letting the committee that at least was charged with the responsibility take that quarterly statement, turn it inside out. I think Ted had done some good work at trying to focus the attention on, is it the cost of the sales? Where are we at in terms of your inventory? I think we need to see those numbers. You say that, or you make the assertion possibly that there's no way to find any more loss. Well, maybe there is. And we're not gonna know that until we've had that look at those numbers. And I think once the committee sees that, they'll know whether it is a hopeless case or whether there's something else that needs to still be looked at. And I don't think we've finished that investigation yet.
I do believe that per Mr. Robertson's direction, there was going to be a year-to-date set of numbers also based off of inventory. So we get a true snapshot picture of where we are halfway into the year. And if they're hopeless, I'll stand right there with you, Vern. But as of today, I can't.
So, Mark and I are agreeable to a 6:30 meeting on Tuesday, July 6th,
In the morning?
evening.
Well,
EDA's here at 6:30, that's not a unreasonable question.
yeah, thank you.
Do they meet?
Absolutely, Mr.
Are they meeting on Tuesday evening?
No.
No, we meet at 6:30 in the morning.
The library board is meeting at 6:30 on Tuesday.
So,
Question.
All right, let's call the question. All in favor of Mr. Bunky's motion, say aye.
aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Motion fails.